Maverick. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Congratulations on being named the captain. I'm assuming that means something to you, but how about you tell me?
Man, it means the world to me. The fact that the guys voted me captain, they show that they truly care and value me, and I can't ask much more than that, I love it. It really means everything to me because I've been here so long, and to be valued, it like lightens my heart.
Was it something that you set out for? Like, I would like to be a captain, I want to be, or did it just kind of?
Yeah, I think that there's like over 12 to 15 guys that easily could have been captain, and we work hard every day. I try to influence guys and lead them the right way and everything. So as far as that goes, I just try to do the right things all the time, and it just happened to fall in, because there's guys that are doing the same exact thing, so it's definitely truly an honor.
You're one of the few guys who were here when captains were named before the season. It was a big deal. I guess kind of how was it then? How was it in the last couple of years when it was named after the season? And getting back to it, how does that change things?
In my experience, I do remember us naming the captains like right before the first game. Like this is a little bit earlier. Like we still got over a week of preparation after this week, which is kind of nice because we know who the captains are. It's like all the jitters are kind of out of the way and everything. So we already know like what our role is and everything. So it's pretty nice. I think like in the years past we did it like right before.
Coach Tucker?
Yeah, if I remember right. I wasn't elected captain
Okay.
Up until one of the guys last year hit the portal, and then I was able to take his spot. But it truly does mean everything to me, though. Being named captain, it's awesome.
How'd you guys learn? Were you in a team meeting, or did you get a text, or how did you learn? I guess how did
Yeah, that was the captain.
Yeah.
Coach Smith called up a team meeting on Monday after practice, so we just thought we were going in there and doing what we normally do in fall camp, and he ended up telling everyone like these are because we voted captains on Sunday, so yeah, it was awesome.
So you were technically a captain last year too?
Yeah, for the last 4 games.
What do you think about the group with you, the other 4 guys?
Oh man, they're great guys. It's truly an honor to walk next to these guys, man. They're true leaders. They're everything I want to be. As far as a leader, and I don't know if some of them may say the same thing about me, but we piggyback off of each other as far as like leadership goes. I see Aiden and Tanner and Nate Carter and Jordan Turner. They're like great guys. Couldn't ask for better leaders on the team, and they're leading the team the right way.
From a generational standpoint, there's so much talk about leaders not being vocal, and this generation of athletes needs to show more leadership. What are some of the things you can advise to help your own self as a leader, but you can help others who really want to step up, be a little bit more vocal as leaders?
Well, I will say though, the most vocal person isn't always a leader.
The loudest person in the room isn't necessarily strong.
No, I would disagree with that. I think that as a leader, you have to have influence. The way you lead, the way you carry yourself, the way you do things. I think that's more leadership. If you can't like the more you talk, the less it means something. And I feel like when like guys talk and they say something, as far as like the captains that we have, like it means something to people. And it's not just fake words that we're saying just because it's a hoorah, type moment. Guys step up at the right time and say what needs to be said. We don't need to overtalk, and be overly verbal. I think that the influence that you have comes from the way you lead guys, even outside of football. As far as, hey, like a guy's like showing up late. Hey man, don't be showing up late. Like you're better than that, and stuff like that. It's little things, but it truly does have influence on guys.
What about that confrontation, the potential confrontation, and you holding another player accountable? Does that lead to potential fallout? Do you have to worry about falling out with a guy over something like that?
No, because at this point, we're such a tight team, and Coach always talks about it, low ego, high output. You got to have a low ego. You can't walk around here thinking that you're the biggest, baddest man, because at the end of the day, we play an ultimate team sport. There's 11 guys on the field at all times. So everyone has to do the right things all the time, and just doing it on the field ain't good enough. You got to be able to do it in the classroom, do it in the film room, do it in the weight room. It takes what it takes.
Great.
Maverick, you need
Absolutely.
a defensive tackle. You need other tag team partners to come in, and you need
Big
teammates.
time. Oh yeah.
And you have a lot of new guys at defensive tackle this year. How important was it to you to bring those guys in, get them shaped up or whatever, make sure that everything gels? You need that as a player and as a team, I would assume.
Oh yeah, we
How
needed.
much did you work to try to get that done to help situation?
Well, we're a very tight-knit group. I don't think just because one group is starting or maybe one group is a third string or whatever it is, I don't think the guys are really looking at that. They're just looking at the fact that, hey, I'm working, I'm going to give everything I got, and my opportunity is going to come if I just do that. It's like Coach talks about being process-driven, and I think a lot of our guys are really bought into that. Obviously, we're all going to play. At defensive tackle, we constantly want to rotate and send waves at the offensive line, and so we can wreak havoc. So it definitely matters having guys in. As far as what you said about bringing the guys in, just taking them out, doing some fun things. Building some camaraderie with the guys, so they know I'm not just like a hard-nosed guy at football all the time. Like, hey, we're actually friends outside of here. We're brothers. So. I think that truly that has value, and I really love all the guys in our room, man. They're good guys. They like Coach said, he's always bringing in low ego, high output guys, and that truly shows in our room.
What's it like to have 61 new teammates?
Man, I've said it before in a past interview, but man, it's like an entire different new team, But it's the same at the end of the day. We're still Spartans and still get to wear the green and white. These guys are coming in here. They're learning what it takes to be a Spartan. They're learning the fight song. They're learning all the traditions, and that's one of my biggest things that I try to do is teach these guys the traditions that, not just with Coach Tucker, but from D'Antonio era, and bringing all that back and having Coach Simmons, Antoine Simmons, which was a linebacker back in the day, having him help me with that as well, because he remembers a little bit more. I was kind of a young guy back then, but everyone has to know the fight song. Everyone has to kind of know the Spartan tradition so that way it can live on.
Is the buy-in strong, in your opinion? Is it even stronger than the last couple of years? Is that
Oh,
possible?
absolutely. Yeah, I think guys are bought in. They're really process-driven. They work hard every single day. There's not really we're all obviously always in competition with each other, like, oh man, I did this better or whatever, but at the end of the day, we're all rooting for each other, where no one's like, oh man, I'm not starting, it's the end of the world, we still got to put work in, and we're still going to get our time as long as we stay on the path,
And you think it's even stronger than the last couple of years?
Yes.
Even with 61 new players?
Yes.
That's quite an undertaking, I would think.
Yeah, I think it is, and I think Coach Smith did a great job bringing in guys, and some of his guys from Oregon State came with him, and they were already bought into his program. So just implementing that together kind of created like a really nice mesh, and it's awesome having all these guys on the team, because these guys they want to win, they want to put the work in, and I love every single one of them.
In what ways do you think you can be better as a player compared to last year and previous years? You've played over 1,000 snaps here, so you've shown you can play, obviously. But what would you like to do next?
Just really stay healthy, avoid just stay in the training room, stay healthy, work hard, make sure I'm the best conditioned as I really can be, so I can put out the best tape at all times. So it really just comes down to being healthy and being able to show up at all times.
In the spring game, you played the nose and the three.
Yeah.
Does that still do all the defensive tackles flip-flop like
Typically, yeah. We got a couple guys that favor the three or the nose, but as far as I'm concerned, I think we both should be able to play both, just in case of high tempo offenses try to blow the snapper. I don't think we're going to be able to switch in time, so I think it's really important that we play both sides.
For people that haven't seen the defensive tackle room yet, who's in there? What are some of the players? What are your impressions?
We have 90 tackles now. 2 are freshmen. And then obviously we got a bunch of transfers in here. Alex, and Ben Nelson are the only returning guys. So we got Daquan Dowse from Georgia Tech. We got Alex Van Sumeren, obviously he was been here. Myself, Ruquan Buckley, he's from Nebraska. We got Jalen Satchel, he's from Old Dominion. Then we got Ben Nelson, he's been here. We got Big Worm, we call him Big Worm, but Benjamin Roberts, yeah, he's a great guy. He came from Oregon. And then we got our 2 new freshmen, Michael Bueller and then Mason Nickel. So we got a big group in our room, and this kind of reminds me of how it was when I first came in under Coach D'Antonio. We had 8 D tackles back then, and it was really nice because we were able to learn from those guys, and it was truly a blessing having all those guys in the room.
Is that competition going to give you good 3 or 4 solid ones, you think?
Oh yeah, oh absolutely.
As a kid from Farmington Hills who's been through all that you've been through in your time here and 3 different coaching staffs, to be a captain here specifically and be voted a captain by your teammates, can you speak to just the emotions of that and what that signifies to you after all you've been through here.
It truly means the world to me. I know I've said it before, but the fact that the guys think that highly of me to vote me as captain when there's all these other guys doing the right things and being vocal and everything else, it truly means a lot to me. But like I said before, it really just comes down to doing the right things and having influence with the guys, because the guys in the room, they're the ones that voted me. So obviously the things I say to them matters to them, and I appreciate their buy-in, and I appreciate them being able to listen to me and learn, because I was a young guy at one time and I needed some direction as well. So being able to lead this team means the world to me.
It's very rare for a sophomore, like a true sophomore, to earn like a captain recognition. Right?
Talking about Aiden?
Yeah. Just what do you think makes him ready, or how do you think he was able to, be named captain so early in his college career? What is it about him?
I personally think that Aiden has the biggest voice, and it's not just because he talks a lot. It's because he goes out of his way to speak to everyone, like whether it's the starting offensive line or defensive line, whatever. It's the starting guys all the way down to the walk-ons. He spends time talking to everybody, and he makes sure that he builds that relationship with everyone, and he talks to all the trainers, and he talks to like all the support staff, and he like knows everyone in here, and that truly is like, for me, I'm a little bit different. I'm a kind of a quieter guy, but I say what needs to be said when it needs to be said, but. As far as he goes, man, he just has so much influence because he talks to everyone, and he truly cares about everybody, and that shows, and that's why everyone voted him captain, because he earned it. He really took the time and made sure that the people that he talks to and everything feel valued from him, and he does truly value them.
But also from a football perspective, doesn't it just kind of like reiterate the team's trust in him to be like a leader, on offense and moving forward?
Oh yeah, I feel like everybody has total faith in him. And he's, obviously quarterback is a big role. He's got the offense in his hands. So, his character and his work ethic and everything truly play a part in his role.
Well, for your years here, Maverick, who's the guy that you think like sort of embodied that role of Spartan captain? Like maybe you want to follow him or whatever. Like who did that the best? You feel like over your time here that sort of will influence, I guess, your leadership style a little bit.
Man, Joe Bocci was the biggest. He had, like, his voice mattered, and like he wasn't always the loudest, but when he did speak, everyone that listened, whether it was young guys or old guys or whatever, like everybody listened to him, and what he said mattered, and the way he carried himself and everything. He didn't do the wrong things. He was always doing the right things. He worked super hard, and he was always the hardest worker on the field, and that's truly what I try to implement, even though like I'm a lot bigger than him, so like. It might not be able to speak after I just ran like 5, maybe 6 snaps, but he was like super in shape. I try to implement him because he's just such a great dude and a leader and very hardworking.
Coach Lange Soya said that you took the guys to the shooting range or gun range or something?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Who went with you? How'd that go?
Brought a lot of guys.
Skeet shooting? Or
No, more
Targets?
more target shooting, like steel plates, targets, and everything. I've taken a lot of guys with me. Honestly, it's kind of hard to name all of them, but just to say a few: Jalen Thompson, the defensive end; Quindarius Dunnigan, defensive end. I've brought, man, it's a lot of guys.
I know you have.
Chris Bogle.
Leggy hasn't gotten invited.
No, not yet. We were going to, and then like one thing led to another, and like with afternoons, and then it started raining and stuff, and kind of messed up our plans. And then fall camp hit, so it was like that time kind of disappeared. But we'll definitely get some time, especially with this new schedule. We're off on Mondays, so I think we'll try to make it happen on Mondays. There's a lot of guys that want to go out. Obviously, you can't take everybody at one time because I'm big on safety, so you got to make sure that you take gun safety super serious and make sure I'm constantly eyeing the guy that has the firearm in his hands.
You guys just go down to Denver, or where do you go, Denver Center? Or?
No, I actually have a mentor that lives out in Lanesburg, and we go over to his place. Super friendly, really godly man, and he also values safety super well. So I appreciate him allowing us to come out there and hang out at his property. And since I started going over there, we've built a gun range at his place.
Did you grow up hunting and so forth?
Yes, I did.
Where'd you do your hunting?
Mainly in Brighton, Milford area. My dad was handicapped, so it was kind of hard for him to get out there. But we took advantage of every opportunity that we could on the weekends when I was over there with him.
And you
Sorry.
and you brought up like a few guys that you thought might have been captains. Who have been some of the other guys kind of taking up that quasi captain role?
Easily Quindarius Dunnigan, Jordan Hall, Cal Halliday. Those are defensive guys. Those are the guys I'm with all the time, obviously. So I know that those guys really have value. As far as offensive guys, I think Luke Newman. I know he's new and everything, but his voice matters. And man, there's a lot. I mean, there's just so many. It's kind of hard to pinpoint because I feel like I'm kind of disrespecting the other guys that I'm not naming, because there's so many guys on this team that truly could have been captains. So, but yeah, those are like just a handful of guys that I would like to mention.
When you played the scrimmages, is there anybody on offense that has caught your eye, like players that we haven't seen play yet that are like, man, that guy's got something? Anyone
I mean,
cross your mind?
probably Nick Marsh. Nick Marsh is a beast. Ron Lynch Adams, I know people are talking about him, and Nate Carter, obviously, those guys are beast. Basically everyone everyone's working hard. Everybody's, no matter who it is, I feel like everyone's putting the work in and getting better every single day, so.
What does it say about some of those, like Jordan Turner, those 3 guys got here 9 months ago?
Yes.
Less than that, technically, I guess.
Less than that,
and
yeah.
The captains. What does it say about each of them? I guess you probably know Jordan the best, maybe. Just
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah, we were rivals in high school.
really, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. But,
So we played against each other. He was a leader back then as well. So I think, it's in your DNA, Like I feel like Jordan Turner came in here and his influence grew like dramatically over this 8.5 months or whatever it is. He put the work in. He shows up every day with a super hard working ethic, and he grinds and when he talks to guys, he truly cares about them. And I think that's one of the pivotal roles for him as far as captain goes, is he truly does care about the guys, and he's willing to put the work in and grind.
does it feel like he's been here longer than he has?
Man,
for
it
you?
really, I feel like
Because-
I've been with these guys for years, all
He
these
was
guys.
just out here talking about how much it means to him the other day to be here. I'm just wondering if we got a taste of sort of his personality and everything. I'm wondering if it feels like he's been around longer than maybe he has because of that stuff.
It feels like I've been teammates, and another guy like Wayne Matthews, I was actually talking to him the other day. I'm like, did you just get here in January? He's like, yeah, I just got here. I'm like, dude, it feels like we've been teammates for years, because we're like, everyone's so tight, and we talk to each other, and we spend time outside of football, and we truly care about each other, and I truly value and appreciate all of our guys that came in and are willing to put the work in for the green and white.
You feel
So
like you're
guys-
going to have a chance to have a good season?
Absolutely. Personally, I'm always optimistic. I really think that we can win a lot of games, and as far as all of our other guys do, I think we have a belief factor, and we all believe we can until we don't. So, and if we don't, we're just going to keep putting that work in and keep grinding through.
So you guys voted on Sunday for captains, but when did you guys actually find out? How did you find out?
On Monday, Coach Smith had an afternoon meeting, and first thing was first is he announced the captains.
So, whole team meeting?
Yeah,
Okay.
whole team meeting, yeah. All 118 guys.
Over here in the new theater thing?
Yeah, over there in the new theater, yeah, it's beautiful in there. It's like a
We
home
get to sit in
movie.
seats. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, super nice,
Been there
super
so many
comfortable.
times.
Yeah.
You guys good with Maverick?
Yeah.